What's going on, Assassins? Have I got some brand new crazy news for you? I already told you guys about a rumor that Assassin's Creed would be going to China. How about this? And this is a fact. Assassin's Creed on the Death Star? Well, according to Lucasfilm, they now hold the licenses again to their Star Wars properties. No longer do they have it solely for EA games. What does that mean? For EA, for Last Jedi 2? I'm Dark Shard of the YouTube Assassin. Let's get into this. So, it is kind of exciting, it's kind of crazy. Lucasfilm Games now retains all licenses for the Star Wars franchise as far as video games go. They gave it to EA originally. They weren't paying attention. They didn't care about anything. They just figured you slap a Star Wars label on it and people will flock to it. So Battlefront 2 was a debacle, obviously. It caused a lot of issues, a lot of breaks in the community. People were not happy. It had a whole, pay to win strategy basically, and that ruined it for a lot of other games as well, which they shouldn't be doing anyway. However, Lucasfilm Games and Ubisoft right now are working together on an open world Star Wars game. Yes, you heard me right. Lucasfilm and Ubisoft. So there's no details as to when this game is going to launch or what's going to be going on in this game and whatnot. All we know for a fact is that they're teaming up with Ubisoft in order to do this massive game. It's supposed to be open world. Think, something with Assassin's Creed, where you got the environments, you got, I don't know if they're going to do open worlds, maybe entire planets, star systems you could go to. I don't know. Honestly, there have been fans that have been asking for a game focusing on the Mandalorian. Maybe they'll do something like that. Who knows what they'll do? Maybe they'll make a brand new character like this character for Star Wars, the Fallen Jedi. I don't know. Honestly, this game, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, this game is actually pretty good. It has everything you'd want in a Star Wars game. It's got, these sword fights. It's got force powers that you could use. It has a skill tree that you can purchase more force powers. It has a plethora of enemies. It has a little droid that's your sidekick. And the only thing that's kind of weird is that there's so many collectibles. You run around, you find these treasure boxes, you collect whatever's in there, just stuff for yourself. Like you could change the look of your outfit, you could change the look of a poncho. You can find lightsaber parts. You can change the look of the lightsaber, the color of the lightsaber, so forth and so on. You've got a ship. The ship, you can change the colors and whatnot. And there's all these other little side activities and whatnot, which, they're kind of cool. They're kind of cool. But I don't know. EA did such a great job with this game. And I know that they're getting ready to announce the sequel to this game. And the whole basis is that you play the role of Cal Kestis, who is a Padawan who actually escaped Order 66, and along the way he actually becomes a Jedi as he's going to several different worlds. He goes to this planet, which is the Night Sisters. He goes to Kashyyyk, home of the Wookiees. He goes to Bogano, which is a place where a Jedi Master was hiding out. And then there's a fourth planet, which is almost like a ice planet that deals with the Jedi themselves. Along the way, he fights iconic Star Wars villains like stormtroopers, and they modify some of the snow troopers to be flamethrower troopers and stuff like that. But it's a nice nod. There are no fighter pilot battles, nothing like that. Everything is pretty much done on the ground. You go around, you search for things, you explore the area, The areas are huge, as you see throughout this video. I'll be looking at maps and stuff like that. You'll fight some characters which you haven't seen in the main Star Wars series. Some of these characters you've actually seen in Rebels or one of those animated series and stuff. So, I mean, it's pretty massive. Doesn't take place in one area, it takes place in several areas. So I don't know if they're going to kind of copy this and do it that way. I really hope it's not any single planet and you're just exploring that one planet. In order to do this right, you would have to have multiple planets. You'd have to have a reason for going to the multiple planets, and you would also have to have a reason for going back and forth. In this game, there is a lot of back and forth, but it all has a reason. As you unlock new powers, new abilities, and whatnot, you can go back to previous planets and further explore areas that you did not explore before. So, how can Ubisoft improve on that? And if you haven't seen any of my gameplay on this game, definitely take a look at the playlist, definitely take a look at the playthroughs that I've done. They're pretty good. It's a pretty solid game. I actually loved it. It actually really does the whole Jedi thing correctly. You also fight other Force users. You'll fight other characters who have some sort of like Force sense, but they're not actual Jedi or Sith. You'll fight robots. You'll find little like R2 units, astromech droids, that are bad that you could slice in half. You could fight a couple of the characters that you see in the mainstream movies. It's really amazing. And then of course there's the Force powers, which make this a lot of fun. Just pushing things, pulling things, using that to solve puzzles, to solve ways of climbing and moving around and finding new areas and whatnot. It's really, really cool. Double jumping, lightsaber battles, you name it, this has it. And yes, there are lightsaber battles in this game. You will fight other Force users, and you will see some amazing sequences. It's actually an amazing game. I'm really not going to lie. It's an amazing game. I do not know how Ubisoft can improve on this, and it kind of worries me that Ubisoft wants to do their own version of this game. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't want it to be like Assassin's Creed. I don't want to see Jedi obviously assassinating people. They're not going to be able to do that. I don't want it to look like a Far Cry game where, you know, you're just taking over territories and stuff. Although I'm assuming that that's what they'll do, because that's kind of a staple of Ubisoft games. I don't see it being like The Division either. I really don't want to walk around with other players and team up to kill a ATST walker or an AT-AT walker in order to get a fuzzy beanie or a little keychain for my sword. I don't want anything like that. Yeah, can you tell I'm not a fan of The Division? I really don't know what they're going to do. Looking at their history, I already know it's going to be excessively buggy. We know that it's probably going to be nigh unplayable. You know that sticking with this channel, you're going to see a bunch of glitches that I uncover. You'll be like Master Jedi in like an hour or something like that. You'll have all the skills unlocked, because that's what Ubisoft is known for. They're known for having all these crazy things going on, these glitches, but we'll see what happens. Again, we don't have a release date. All we know is that Lucasfilm is teaming up with Ubisoft, and I'm hoping that Lucasfilm, which actually did the games originally, I'm hoping that they kind of bring some legitimacy to Ubisoft's take on it. I really hope that they hold Ubisoft to a higher standard, and that the game releases with no bugs and no issues. This game, as much as we all think EA is the devil, and they are, this game was nearly perfect. I cannot even say anything bad about this game. I cannot come up with anything bad to say about this game. And in fact, this game was so good, it doesn't even have DLC. It never came out with DLC. It was overall an amazing game. I can't complain about it. But anyway, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? First of all, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, have you played it? What did you think of it? Did you have any complaints about it? Was there anything you wanted to see fixed? In fact, they just got a patch where on the PS5, it'll now play at 60 frames per second. They bulked it up. They made it better for next-gen consoles. After you give me your information there, or if you don't want to talk about what they did or what you think of this game, as if you haven't played it or anything like that, then I want to know, what do you think of a Star Wars game, and do you think Ubisoft is the right company to go with to make an open world game based on this? What would you like to see? Would you like to see it, obviously, multiple worlds? It can't just be one world. And what about ships? Would you like to see ships in it? Would you like to see, like, dogfights in space and whatnot? What would you like to see? I'd love to hear from you. I'm very curious as to what the fan base, both Star Wars and Assassin's Creed, would think about this. It's almost like, I don't know, Ubisoft doing this is definitely going to be an open world game. That's been confirmed. It's definitely going to be Lucasfilm working in tandem with Ubisoft, and obviously they're going to be overseeing it more than just a little bit, like they did with EA and allowing EA just to handle it. Lucasfilm Games is back, and they're ready to do this. They're ready to create a bunch of Star Wars games, especially in the wake of the popularity of things like The Mandalorian and all the other IPs that they're about to launch. They're going to launch like 10 or 12 of them, something like that, on Disney Plus. So they're looking to be a powerhouse as far as Star Wars once again. Anyway, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. And until next time, take care, be good, stay safe. And may the Force be with you.